It's 4 o'clock in the 4:30 in the morning, just about 4:30, 4:35. I can't sleep. My head is killing me. The person who is doing this to me, the thing is, I know her. I know who she is. I Whatever she's using, this electronic pulse, it's really beginning to affect my heart. And I don't have insurance. I can't afford it. I tried to apply for the insurance where I live in the state. They said I don't qualify. If I go to the doctor, to be honest, part of me is afraid to go because I don't know what they'll find. So what's wrong with my blood? I don't know. What's wrong with my head? I don't know. If they do find drugs in my blood, which I believe they will, what do I do? Because the one thing I would hate most of all is for somebody to think of me who I would have respect for, to think of me like a junkie. What do I do with this? I don't use drugs. I have never used drugs. What I would have to do is ask them, well, how long do you think this has been happening? And then go back to how long. I think this is the reason why they chased me out of my house. Because they didn't want me there. Because if this had happened there and I gone to the doctor, then whoever is in the vicinity, they would have blamed them. Because if I'm claiming this is not, I don't use drugs, and they can't find any drugs in my house, then where's the drugs entering my body from? Where's it coming from? What kind of monsters would be drugging a person against their will for money? Who does that? See, in my case, it is a little bit more than gang stalking. These people want to cause me harm. They want to harm my body. This is not just gang stalking, whatever gang stalking means. I guess there are varying degrees of gang stalking. Gang stalking, in a sense of just making the person, is the people wanting somebody to feel that they're always being watched. They want to create paranoia, hysteria in a person, fear. That feeling of claustrophobia, like you're just locked in a box and you want to get out. But you're in the box and it's a box that nobody can see around you, but you know what's happening. Everybody doubts you. But most of all, everybody believes that you're using drugs or you're schizophrenic. Because the more you tell, the moment you mention you're hearing this voice, it's a problem. Somebody on YouTube, I saw, it's called Voice to Skull. Go to Google or Bing or whatever your search engine is, type in Voice to Skull and it'll tell you what it is. It's called Voice to Skull. They literally can do this. But one thing, I was watching some videos last night, and one thing he said, I had said before. The voice to skull, the person talking, taunting, telling you, all kinds of things, that by itself is nothing. I mean, they can chat away 24 hours a day, I don't really care. It's the other things that causes the problem. The other things. The hacking, destroying my finances, destroying my business, destroying my body, my lungs, my head. And the saddest part is that I'm not doing this to myself. I don't use drugs. I don't use alcohol. I don't do drugs. I don't even smoke pot. I don't care for these things. I have no use for them. I think they're just useless and it's just stupid. I don't get it. The only drug that I've ever really used was pot. And this was years ago. I don't understand. But that's what he said. He said it too. He said they could talk all day long. It's not going to mean anything. It's the other things that they do. That's what causes the problem. But what I think the voice does, one would say subliminal programming. It's not. It's not subliminal programming. Because if there is such a thing like voice to skull, and I believe there is, because I know I'm not schizophrenic, because this voice is there's other things happening concurrently along with the voice. The two cannot be separated. They have to be related somehow. They have to be related somehow. So, with that being said, the voice is there to create doubts in people's mind as to your sanity. Because some of you out there who this has happened to, you're hearing this voice. Not all of you probably do. But you would hear a voice, or you know that it's almost like it's coming from within you, but you know who it is. It's related to a person outside, and you know who they are, and you know that they are doing that to you. Some might be aware of that, some might not. It's just a random voice from some, If one person has access, if let's just say this is real, let's just say something there in your head, and somebody outside of you is relaying something to you, saying something to you, then if one person can do it, other people can. You might have 2-3 people coming at you at the same time. Or you can. I don't know. But this voice is to create that pent-up energy where you explode. Because most of you who are hearing the voice, I'm sure you've had your explosion moments from time to time. You can't hold it in anymore. You just start yelling at this invisible person. And have somebody always somewhere, of course, modern times, filming you. Look at this crazy person. Or yelling at someone who's not there. Then that's when the stupid and crazy comes in. And then your family, your friends, and police officials start to question your sanity. And the moment they do that, everything else gets put on the back burner. They don't look anymore. This is the reason why this whole gang stalking is to make people look stupid and crazy. Is to make other people who are in positions to help the victim or the victimized, view them as having a mental problem. They're not credible because you don't know if what they're seeing and hearing is real or not. You don't know what they're seeing and hearing is real or not. You have to question everything. And they focus on that point, and everything else goes to the wayside. And you're getting more angry and more frustrated. Now again, that can go two ways. There are people out there who are schizophrenic, who are bipolar, and who needs medicine, who needs medication to just even out, balance out. I'm not talking about those people. I'm talking about me and people like me out there who are not on psychotic or antipsychotic medication, but we know ourselves what's happening. But after a prolonged period of doing this to us, it starts to wear on us. It starts to tear on us. It starts to destroy our nerves, finances, emotions, mental, psychological, spiritual, physical, familial relationships, friendships, any relationships, even energetic relationships. Because if everything is energy, then you would have an energy to money, to friends, to family, and it starts to deteriorate, and that's when you really will hit rock bottom. And it's all because of somebody else's doing. I was thinking about this earlier. Actually, it's in my head. I guess she wants to talk. I don't know. It's more or less the heart. I'm feeling the pain. It's coming in waves, in waves, in waves. Whatever she's using is coming in waves. I feel like my blood is clotting. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. There's no such thing. And she was putting, and then I thought to myself, there's no such thing as something to the effect of gang stalking, and because this is what she does. She provokes me, and then I think of something. She provokes me all the time. You see, if I could lie down here and get a good night's sleep, and all this thing is not happening, smells, the feel that the heart squeezing, all these boils coming out, itching all over. I'm itching like crazy. I don't know if it's flies. I don't know what it is. She can chat all the time. It wouldn't bother me. But that in itself is not going to do anything. They need hardcore for me. I don't know how long they've had this equipment, this device, whatever it is. But it can do some damages. It can do some damages to a human body. From my experience, it can. Make your blood curdle. The thought in my head, though, was there's no random gang stalking. There's no random gang stalking. And that's true, isn't it? If you're being gang stalked and it's lasting for more than a day, it's not a case of mistaken identity. If it's consistent and persistent, then it's happening to you for a reason. People didn't just single you out to do this. This is not like a flash mob or whatever they call it. That's for 2 minutes and it's done. This is different. This is people actually receiving money to do that. My person, the person who is doing this to me, I think what she does is like, I think they must have stolen my grandmother's stamps and they sold them and they got a lot of money. Now these people are not accustomed to money. So they can live out their depravity, their depraved fantasies. I think the money is part of the reason why they feel above the law. The money, the amount of money, that their money can buy them out of any situation. The money has gone to their heads, big time. Big time. And their monsters, the inner monsters they are, or they've been hiding, they can afford now, literally afford to show them out. They can afford to let those monsters loose, and she has, big time. She can afford to let that monster loose. Whatever she's doing, she's doing it. Nobody can pay me to do this to her even after she's done this to me. I couldn't do it. I can't do this to someone. I cannot. Not because I'm going through it and I know how it feels, which is a big part of having empathy for people like me. Even before I couldn't do it, there's something like this. I did not know that this existed. This is like a slice of life that I never knew existed. And I don't want. It's like my eyes, and most of you, the same thing. This all started, then you have to go digging and doing research to find out. While you're trying to find out, research on you to find out what they're doing, they're researching you. They want to know what assets you have. But this has probably been happening to me for a while. I'm not sure. And one day soon I'm going to make a video and I'm going to describe from the beginning how this started with me. I'm going to have to, just tell the story. This is what happened to me. And it's coming up soon. Maybe if one person out there can watch it and tell me what they think, it would be, so helpful. But, see, this is how I have to sleep. I'm sorry about that. But my hat, this is actually a Faraday hat. I know it sounds... How I also know that it's her. I used to feel she was my neighbor, and I used to feel sorry for her because I thought her boyfriend was abusive. And I thought that something really weird was happening, because I don't think he was a pretty nice guy. I picked that vibe off him the first time I seen him. There was something real fake about him. So the thing is, it's like, I thought he was abusive to her. And I was thinking, that he would, he was doing things to her that I didn't know. And I used to send her try to talk her. I'm a person who likes positivity. I work online, and most of my clients will tell you that, or clients I used to have anyway, would tell you I make them feel better. Because I used to listen to Les Brown a lot, motivational speaker. And he always say, if you can't help somebody, the least you could do is not hurt them. And that's stuck in my head. If you can't help them, the least you could do is not hurt them. Nobody's getting out of this alive. Nobody is getting out of this alive. Always remember that. He didn't mean that as a death threat. He just means that we're all in the same boat. And every one of us is needed to man about this boat that we're on. When you hurt one, you hurt the whole crew. And it will come right back to you. That's like having a guy who's paddling and you shoot him in the head. What's going to happen? You better get to paddling. So the thing is, I thought that she was in need of pep talk. So I said, if he thinks that she's going to get positive, he's going to try to block the positivity. So make a tin foil hat and put it on her head. Make a hat. You put the ear flaps and everything. I was in my house. I was talking that, but we live close to each other. So I guess she heard, and that's why I said treat it. About 4 days ago, somebody walked right by me to the back of my house here, past the other house at the back, went to a fence or something. And in the middle of summer, in the middle of the afternoon, had on a hoodie with flaps. This is how I know that's the person. Who would know that in where I live? I've moved 2 places since I've moved out of California. Who would know that? Some random gang stalker? Where are they going? Taking a shortcut to a fence? Where are they going? Doesn't make sense. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with you. So you're gang stalking, and this, I know that we all have these outbursts. I have a lot of them. If I don't, I will have a heart attack. It's like I explode. It's not easy for me. Yesterday, I usually advertise on Google. Last July, July, August, somebody hacked into my Google account and racked up about $20,000. Google closed the account. And since then, I think my website has been red flagged. Looks like my whole life has been red flagged. Someone was telling me that her husband on YouTube left a comment on one of my videos that her husband had her put on a blacklist. I don't know what this blacklist is, but I'm thinking somebody did that to me. Like I'm blacklisted everywhere. I don't know what it means. It's like every time I go to do something online, all accounts are being closed. Like there's some red mark or black mark against my social or my website or my name. I don't know. Or my cards. I don't know. And when you call the companies, they're saying they can't see anything, but yet still it's not going through. Anyway, that happened. All my accounts, I tried to open 2 out of Google ad campaigns, and every time I set the ads out, they're being canceled. They're saying that they're inappropriate. I tweak it till I get fed up. It's not happening. And then now I went to Bing, which is Yahoo. I opened up an ad campaign there. First time for this website. Put it on there. Created a campaign with my website. Set up the payment method. Send it through. Like 2 minutes later, it told me that it's on a review. Nobody complained. Nobody had a chance to complain about it. It was only like literally 2 minutes. It wasn't even live yet. It didn't go live at all. And now they're telling me that the account is closed. They can't give me an explanation why. Even the woman who was relaying the message to me felt so bad for me. She felt so bad for me. She's like, I'm sorry, I'm the bearer of bad news. She doesn't even know why. And you will find people like that. When you tell them, they can't help you. They can't change what it is that you need. They can't give you what you need. But they feel bad for you. Why? Because they know this is not right. Like something just feels weird about it. Is it the system? What they're saying that is it a computer program they have that's running that's just automatically blocking you? If so, why? What are your guidelines? What are your procedures? What are your policies? What am I violating? Let me know so I can change it. I don't even get that. They're just blocking me. So when I tell you I want to work badly. This is not me. I really want to work. I want to, get my life rolling. I want to live. I want to eat. I want to survive. But it's being taken from me. It's being taken from me. I never took anything from those people monetary-wise. I don't even really know them. The people who are doing this, who are behind this. So I want to know what their reasoning is. I don't know. I don't understand this. I don't get it. So it just, she felt so bad for me, and I recorded the conversation, or most of it. I did. I recorded it. Guess what? I recorded the screen and the conversation, and the microphone on. There's no sound. I have the recording. It's on the phone. There's no sound. Automatically, there's no sound of a voice recording of the conversation I had with her. See? That's what I faced. That's my life. That's this woman's life right here. This is what I go through every single day. Wears on you after a while. I've done nothing to deserve this. But anyway, stay safe, and if you have any suggestions, let me know, please.